condition of your soil. Is it a real sandy soil? Is it a real loamy soil? This soil type is a clay loam, which will be perfect for what we are going to plant. Next, does it absorb water well? No. Does it have good rust? Does it carry a good moisture content? As you can see, it has this soil has a very well water table. All right, first step to plant. First, we're going to dig 2 furrows on either side of our already set soaker hose. This will help maximize the water efficiency of our plant and keep it close to the plant and not running all over the garden. I have to show them. Next, you got to pick your seed that you're planting. In this case, we are planting different herbs alongside in the furrows that we just made. And you got to keep in mind what you're planting, because distances can vary. For your larger plants, a distance about 6 inches is good. For smaller ones, you can do a little different, a little closer together. However, you can also plant in 2 like this in order later on to cull out some of your worst looking plants to maximize it. Does anybody want to help?
No, you're doing fine. You're doing real good.
What are you planting, Amber? What kind of seed?
I'm planting chives, which is a type of herb.
I am planting sage.
Alright.
And we're planting coriander, Chinese coriander.
This is going to take off.
Alright.
Next, we are going to cover the plant with the soil. You can either do it by hand or use a hose. And those are the steps of planting. Next, we are going to move on to maintenance. First is first. Water is very important for the maintenance of your garden. You need to, in order to keep a good garden, you need to water at least every other day in order to maximize production. But of course, here in Texas, you can't overwater. It's just too dry, especially in the summer. Now, we are using water from the tap, but rainwater that comes from above, like the clouds right above us, it is always better in any instance than tap water that just comes, because it's more natural. Now, we're going to move on to the pests of the garden, both plants and you see these nice old white pests?
Uh-oh.
You pull them up, get as much of the root you can. Come on. Come on, let's pull up weeds.
Go get them, Grandpa.
Pulling up the weeds.
Oh, I hate these.
Next, we're going to march these weeds right over into the compost pile, where they can be.
Grab your whitehead right there, girl.
Follow me. Let's throw these weeds in the compost pile.
Yeah, you got part of it.
Follow. Come on, let's throw it in the compost.
Ed, what kind is that?
Needs its water. Well, got a whole handful of that.
Next, we'll do with our our animal pests. Remember, there are bugs you don't want and snails. You don't want caterpillars. You don't want gnats or aphids in your garden. So one way to get rid of them is to buy a poison from your local garden center. Another is to make your own. This that I'm spraying is a combination of garlic, a very hot pepper, and molasses. The molasses brings the bugs close, while the garlic and the hot pepper together will kill your pesky insects. However, there are some bugs and other critters that you want in your garden. You want toads, you want ladybugs, and you even might want wasps in your garden because they kill certain pests in the garden. In our garden, we have 3 toads. They are named George, Fred, and Birthday. Now, we are going to move on to everybody's favorite part, picking. Let's move over near the tomatoes, please.
You want me to take your weeds? Well, I can give them to Ben.
Yeah. Ben, throw them in the compost.
My favorite part of the chicken is eating.
Oh, there's Fred.
Come over here, Amber.
Yeah.
Right. There.
Alright, the first step of picking is to determine what you're picking of the plant. Is it the flower? Is it the leaf of the plant? Is it the fruit? Is it the root? And second most, is it going to kill the plant? If it is, you have to take the whole plant up. Otherwise, you can just leave the plant going until it reaches maturity and ends out its production cycle. Then you can pull it up and throw it in the compost pile. Now, to pick, first you need to do a two-handed approach. One hand to grab whatever you're doing, and one hand to pick it. That way you don't ruin the plant like sometimes I immediately do. Otherwise you end up with dead plants, and nobody wants dead plants. And some of these you can just eat right out of the garden. That is a good tomato.
We're heading out.
Okay, let's put pepper spray with